Previously on Dixon Does It. Blah 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 wallpaper. Blah 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 mortar and bricks. Blah 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 lots of mortar and cracks and stuff. Welcome back to Dixon Does It. We're gonna lift up the floor today and get to go in the crawl space. I don't mind the crawl space. I don't mind being down in there. I don't mind getting the cobwebs all over my hair and stuff, but it's getting in and out of the hole. It just beats on my head. You know, I hit things and then I'm trying to get out and I'm looking for footwork. You know, it's like, where's the ladder? I don't know. If I fall, the project doesn't get done for a little while because I'm just going to sit and be mad. All right, let's get to work. Into the hole again. This ought to be fun. So on the previous episode, we looked down the crack to see that this beam was being held up by a piece of wood, but as you can see, that's a small piece of wood. So what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to jack this up. And they've got a 2x4 there to, I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what it's doing. I feel like a really cold breeze coming in too. But that could be this hole here. That goes to the porch. Under the porch. Because, you know, you got to get in there. That's probably where Melvin's getting in too. So this is what caused it all. This is a gutter that was going all the way to the cistern, and outside it broke and it washed all of this away. As you can see, it's not very flat there at the bottom, and all it did was sag a little, and that caused the house to bow. Excuse me, that was a coffee burp. I know you guys didn't want to hear that. That's not very good YouTuber stuff. So what I brought down with me is a cinder block to put my jack on. My jack, a couple pieces of wood because I'm going to get the wood in there. And then I'm going to put some wood from these, I'll put in these 3 beams and start jacking it up. And then I'm going to put some good rocks underneath, measure and cut. And then I'm just going to start jacking it up slowly. And then we'll see where it gets us. Okay, this hole is fun. Alright, so first we want to get all this up. Because when we start lifting it, I don't want any of this wood to catch underneath here. Because I'm going to put a new quarter round along here once I get it up. So I'm going to rip all this out. Alright. Alright, so let's just rip this out of here. That's the light in the basement. We're just going to rip the whole thing. Rip the whole thing out. Get out of here, garbage bag. I don't know why that's still there. Alright. Just rip the whole. Oh, wow, this goes all the way down. That's not bueno. No bueno? Not bueno. Okay. Oh, let's look over here. This end did not drop. This end it's with it. That's with it. And then right about here it starts going down. That looks fine too, I guess. If that's what you want to call fine. I don't call it fine. But yeah, I'll rip the rest of the stuff out off camera. I didn't want to cut the rug, but I had to cut it a little bit. Alright, so we got another grate here, which is metal. It's fine. It can stay. But why they cut this out, I don't know. So now I got to replace that while I'm in here. And then I got all this out. I'm going to vacuum it up. This doesn't seems to come all the way down here. There's just no support here. I mean, yeah, there's a support right here. But that's not going to help me. I got to figure something out. Alright, I'll show you what I figured out. Crisis averted. Okay, so this is why I'm keeping as much wood as I can possible. Being along the wall here, people are going to walk in and around. They're not going to, no one's really walking over here. 3 screws it's solid. You can put a vanity or whatever on there. So I would have just replaced all of this to the next rafter, but the next rafter is way over here, like where I'm at. So I really didn't want to go that far. This is original to the house, so I'm gonna keep this here. Not that it's ever gonna get used because it's a crawl space. Why would you want, you know, dank air coming up from the crawl space? I never understood that. Maybe from the basement if you had a coal furnace and it had a lot of heat down there, but I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna put this back and we'll get back to what we started on. Jimbo dog food. Yep, super energy chunkies. 25 pounds for only $4.30. I'm not even going to look this up. I don't know how old it is. It's probably older than me. This was covering that hole over there. Pretty cool to just find. I mean, even though it's not over 100 years old, you know, just finding things that are in the house. Cool. It's loaded with meat. It's, what is it? Oh, leftovers and table scraps. Feeding suggestions. Feeding the puppy. You know, so, I don't know, it's got like recommendations and stuff, so, I don't know, that's too much information on a piece of garbage. Alright, so the plan is jack up this corner, but it's really the whole thing that needs to go out. I'm going to start jacking this up until I see my rafters start leaving here. I may even get one of the smaller Dixons to watch the gap upstairs. But I do believe this needs to go up a lot higher. I'm going to even put a level on the floor upstairs. Maybe a level down here on the rafters. Just watch it get level. And then under that I'm going to put something. And I'm also going to brace this wood up. And maybe a bunch of these rafters because, you know, I want to do it right. You know, do it. I mean, probably not quote unquote the way a professional would do it, but, you know, a homeowner would do it, which is probably way more than what a professional would do because a professional knows how much load bearing, you know, math and stuff. But, you know, I'll go overboard. You want to do this slow. You're going to hear the floor cracking and a bunch of crap. In the background, Lady Dixon's stripping some tables, so, you know, you'll hear some noise. I've got this level because I didn't want it to kick out. Because if these fall, it's going to come right down onto the brick and just not be good. I just pumped it again. I did pump it a couple times before I started recording. So what I see is I'm now off the wood. This one rotted. There's a piece of wood that's broken here. But I'm off the wood pretty good. Let's go see upstairs and see what's going on. Okay, what do we got here? So, pretty darn close to where I want to be. And I'm hitting that piece of wood, which, that's not an OG piece of wood. But I'm still, I have a tape measure on me. Oh, sorry guys. Looks like I'm still 3/4 off. So I'm going to take this piece of wood out because I'm going to have to replace that. And we'll jack it up a little further. This piece of wood, that one's right in there. No, it's not. Did that rot out? I think that may have rotted out. This wall, the window, it looks like we've came up quite a bit. So I might call this good and just support it. I might call it good and support it and then fill the bottom of that in. Still not. This is just too much work. If you guys have never seen one of these things with the bubbles in them, they're great. I mean, this thing's telling me that I'm almost damn near level. I could come up probably another pump, and then I'd be good. Over here, it's telling me I'm a little off, so I think I'm gonna go up one more. Let's see what this says. This says the corner could come up a little more, so I'm gonna give it one more pump, and then I'm gonna shore it up. So for those of you wondering what the heck I'm actually doing, I'm gonna take these boards, and this is way better wood than buying pine. You don't want to hold your house up with pine. Even though this piece of pine's working just fine. Anyways, I put some rocks, some flat rocks down, and made sure they're level, you know, because level is the key. I'm going to take my boards, and I measured them a little bit more than what this is. That way I can jack this up, put them in there, drop this down. And then that way they'll be sitting in there. I got my screws. And yes, I use the Starbit screws because Phillip head screws are junk. If you're screwing through junk, yeah, use them. If you're going through pine, yeah, use them. But if you're going through this hard old larch and stuff that they used back when, you're gonna break heads off. You're not gonna get through. You're gonna strip your thing. So I know I just keep showing more of this ugly basement that nobody wants to see. All right, let me put my supports in. All right, are you guys ready? Underneath the ends here, I've got bricks and rocks just shimmed under there, so when this drops, it's not going to bounce when we walk on it. I've got my posts set here, and they're going to hold it up. And once I don't want to screw them in right now because if I push on them with a screw, it may come off level. We don't want that to happen. So let's drop this bus. Move that bus. I don't know. Ooh, I heard it come down. It was like, turn it again. Turn it again. I mean, it's down. Okay. We are holding up. I'm going to put some screws in here. And then we'll go upstairs and see how it looks. All right, so in every gap, I put a 2x4, you know, old stuff, save the old stuff, over to the brick wall. So now upstairs, that gap that I have, I can fill it with a piece of wood. Because before it would have just fell right in. These rafters, it would have sat inset. You see on that one, it would have just fallen down in, so I'd have nothing to really attach it to. But now with these 2x4s, I got something to attach it to. While I was down here, I don't know, like comic. I think it's like a Sunday comic maybe. Burning? Something's burning. Oh, brother. I don't know what it is. Pretty cool. All right. So we still got a gap there, but I'm not worried about it. Like I said, that quarter molding, it'll cover it. I got to get a piece of wood for there. And this lifted and put wood in, and it's beautiful. It goes all the way down. It's not sealed. I'm going to have to go get a couple tubes of, you know, floor sealer, crack sealer, whatnot. Pour it in there, make it nice, let it dry. And then I can start on the stupid walls. That's going to do it for this episode. Like and subscribe, stuff like that. I'm just having fun on the weekend here. Oh, peace out, people.